Welcome to another episode of the Meal Prep Monday podcast. I'm your host and founder of Prep Dish, Allison Schaaf. Today, I'm kicking off a two-part series on sleep, and this episode is going to focus more on my bedtime routine, which is a really important part of my overall kind of sleep. Before we get into it, though, let's hear from Prep Dish customer Danielle. She says, "Everything has been incredibly quick now that I've got the number system down and the prep day work done ahead. Added bonus, my dog loved having some of the rice broccoli raw before assembly. I had to head to another place for a few days and was able to take 2 dishes with me to make there, no sweat. My blood sugar has been great with these meals, and the meals are balanced. I don't have to worry about what to eat. I get to just grab a meal and enjoy." Thank you for sharing, Danielle. I love that you were able to make the meals work, even though it sounds like you were in another place, like maybe an Airbnb or something for a few days, and love hearing that it's helped with your blood sugars. And of course, you not having to worry about meals. That's our goal at Prep Dish, is that we do the heavy lifting. You don't have to think about it. You just get to enjoy and know that the meals are balanced. If you would like to try out our meal plans and our meals, you can head to prepdish.com/MPM. That's short for Meal Prep Monday. We have a 2-week free trial, so you can try it out for 14 days for free, see if it's a fit for you. Look at all the different meals on there, figure out how it could fit into your life and your lifestyle. So again, that's prepdish.com/MPM for our 2-week free trial. Okay, so sleep. I feel like if you've been listening and we have I guess still newborn or baby at home, and, probably inevitable that I'm going to start talking about sleep. For any of you who've been through that baby phase, sleep is just so important and always top of mind. It really, honestly, since our first was born, I feel like has just been a big kind of focal point in my life, just making sure that I am getting the sleep that I need so that I can be the best that I can be. As I'm recording this, we have 5, 3, and 3 months. I will go through. So this is kind of my bedtime routine, and I'll kind of fill in like what the kids are doing while I'm doing all of this. But no, like I was like, man, if I just read this on its own, it would sound like I have this very like luxurious, relaxing, bedtime routine. And it just sounds so lovely. And, and sometimes it is. And there's always, a few kids in the background running around. And for the most part, most nights, my husband's there helping. You'll see one of the pieces. I definitely rely on him to help make sure that I can fit in the bath portion of the routine. Okay, so I have numbered this out into kind of 5 different key pieces that are part of my bedtime routine. As I wrote it out, I realized it's very magnesium heavy. I did some blood work several months ago and was low in magnesium. It's very common. I actually highly recommend, if you haven't done blood work recently, that's something to include. It's, really common to be low in magnesium. And I found by increasing it, it's really helped with a lot of things, including my sleep. Okay, so let's get into it. Before I even get into the bedtime routine though, what I was thinking of that as I was recording, I was like, wow, like the thing that really makes all of this kind of fall into place is I am doing the Prep Dish meals and the meal planning. And so dinner is always like usually 5:30. So I have a son that really does better if he eats as soon as he can when he gets home from school. So sometimes we'll even eat as early as 5:00. And I also like to just kind of get the night going, have plenty of time for the nighttime routine. And I actually heard on a podcast, someone else said they prefer to leave as little time as possible for the bedtime routine so they can kind of just like keep it really short and sweet and get everyone into bed. I don't know. Maybe that's better. It sounded nice when she described it, but I feel like for us, all of us in the family, it just kind of helps to have more time. So we have kind of wiggle room for whatever piece of the bedtime routine takes a while, whether it's the reading part or the bath part, whatever it is. I just feel like kind of ample time for the bedtime routine is better for us at this stage. Okay, but back to, so my routine after we've had dinner, again, 5:30, and, I'm staying down. I usually stay down, help get the dishes kind of picked up and everything. And before I head upstairs to start, I start with my first dose of magnesium powder. It's a magnesium threonate, and I had been doing that later in the evening, but I realized like I kind of like to make sure I'm hydrated before bed, but also, have plenty of time so that it's not like waking me up in the middle of the night. Like I don't want to drink a bunch of water right before bed. So I have my magnesium after dinner. And then I head upstairs to start the bath. I start the bath and run back downstairs and get my next beverage. So if you've listened to my morning routine, it's also heavy in beverages. But I do an element. So LMNT, it's an electrolyte pack. And there's a chocolate one. So I do it hot with a splash of like milk or Nutpods or something, and then take that back upstairs and to enjoy while I take my bath. So that's kind of my little special chocolatey treat, is to have that hot element while I take my bath. In my bath, again, I realized very heavy in magnesium, but I do Epsom salt. So ancient minerals, you can actually buy the Epsom salts in bulk. So I just have that on auto ship now, and I have a big, bulk thing of that. I do have some other bath salts, and one of my friends, Jamie, makes these little like cool bath salts with different essential oils and stuff. So sometimes I'll do something special. Other times I just do the Epsom salts, but I always put that in there. And when I get into the bath, I check the time. It's usually around 6:30, maybe 6:45, usually 6:30. And my goal is to get 10 minutes of soaking time. My husband also knows this is my goal. So he's downstairs with the kids. I'm upstairs, ideally, again, a full 10 minutes. Sometimes I will have my laptop and watch, my 10 minutes of reality TV or whatever it is. But that's kind of my relaxation time. And we were going through a renovation over the past kind of year and a half. So I was without a bathtub for a year and a half, and we have a new bathroom, a new bathtub, and I definitely want to take full advantage of it. So yeah, every night I'm in that bathtub soaking for about 10 minutes. And at some point, then the boys come up and they just hop in right after me. I get out, and then I'm kind of, helping with bedtime routine with the kids. And then the last two pieces I do the kids are taking a bath, or I don't know. At some point, the other two things I fit in are dental care, flossing, brushing. I also have like a topical solution that I'm putting on my teeth to like a remineralization. That's actually helped a lot. I've been seeing a more holistic dentist, and this remineralization has really like helped my teeth. And then also the face care. So I do lotion. So, I always used to do Beauty Counter. The recent brand I actually have been trying out for a few months now is called Dime Beauty. It's also really kind of a cleaner brand. And I've really liked one of their lines. And so I have a whole face care routine that I do with lotions and creams and all of that. And a quick little, like I'm doing a quick little like facial massage. I just found something on YouTube. It's sort of like a lymphatic drainage type thing, but it's under a minute, but it really feels good to kind of get that taken care of. I try and also like do the lotions earlier in the evening, because right before I go to bed, the other piece of that face care routine is I have started taping my face. So I don't know if you've seen the frownies. So there's frownies that are kind of these like tapes you can put on your forehead to help with wrinkles. And then I discovered a different one that's more of like, it's basically like Scotch tape, and you kind of put that on any of your fine lines and wrinkles. And I've been doing that for maybe 6 to 9 months. And I really have noticed a difference, especially with the finer lines, like any fine lines around my mouth and eyes. It's really made a huge difference. And it does make a difference on the forehead lines as well. So I don't know. It's very cost effective, a little more, natural and holistic than Botox or something like that. So I do my face tape as well. And yeah, so those are the 5 steps: the magnesium, the bath with the element, the dental care, the face care, and of course then, like all the other pieces of my bedtime routine that are related to the kids, kind of making sure they get their snack and the books read and all of that. So, but those are the key pieces that are my pieces. And so next week, I'm going to continue on with kind of like, once I'm in bed, certain things that I try and make sure are happening every night to just make sure I get the best sleep possible. And then a quick reminder that if you want to try out the Prep Dish meal plans, we do have that 2-week free trial set up for you at prepdish.com/MPM. I know I didn't get into a lot, but I do think one of the pieces that makes sure I have enough time to do my bedtime routine is that dinner is always planned. It's always easy. I don't have to think about that at 5:30. I'm not scrambling and stressed about dinner. And, the other key pieces, I do have a husband that's involved in helping out as well. Taking a bath with three little kids is hard if no one else is pitching in and helping. So I have to give him credit as well. And then a reminder that if you have not left a rating or review, if you could get on and do that, I would so appreciate it. It just helps other people to find this podcast and helps put out there the work that we put into it. Okay, that's all I have for this week. I will be back next Monday talking about sleep one more time.